All right, question for you guys. What do you do when you have a broken race car? Is it A, fix the problem, or B, throw parts at totally unrelated systems? Answer in a minute. Now, if any of you answered B, throw parts at totally unrelated systems, you're absolutely correct, because that's what we're doing today. The transmission's still out for rebuild, and I've got some Moroso trick springs that were offered to me by a friend of mine. I got these here. We're going to put them on the front and replace the heavy-duty factory spring, I guess the F41 for the G-body guys. The heavy-duty factory spring that was the handling package. Well, since I've taken the front sway bar off, I've kind of thrown handling out the window, especially when you put a 1 3/8 rear sway bar on the back. It doesn't exactly corner like a race car. Well, it corners like a race car, a drag race car, not a road race car. There we go. Let's get this right. So we're putting on some Moroso trick springs, which are both lighter and more drag oriented to transfer weight better. Now, the intent of that is to make the car more efficient on launch. More weight, the better weight transfer you get, the more weight you get on the rear tires. You keep them planted better. So we're going to start digging into that. Let me show you what I got sitting here on the ground, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is the Moroso trick spring, part number 47205. From what I understand, this is the middleweight. Moroso's got 3 main choices: a light, a medium, and a heavier one. Seeing as it's an aluminum headed small block, well, you can see all my tools at the moment. Not much of a small block there at the moment. But given that this is I haven't gone crazy with the weight savings, this makes the most sense. Moroso even has the part number nicely etched into the spring also, in case you forget. So we're going to get that wheel off, and I've got the coil spring compressor from AutoZone hiding over there, and I've also got a nice little tool to pop the ball joints apart. I'm not a fan of hitting on these things with hammers and stuff, so we're just going to basically use a coupler and 2 bolts. That little guy right there, as a matter of fact. And we're just going to spread it out till the ball joint pops free. I'm going to have a floor jack under it because I don't want to have a spring in my lap. That just doesn't sound enjoyable. Anyways, let's get that wheel off and go from there. Welcome to the dirty side of the suspension. First up, we got to get that shock out of the way so that way we can get the spring compressor up there to compress the spring, and then we can work on popping the where is it? There it is. Lower ball joint free. So we're going to start loosening those 2 nuts, and we're going to get at the 2 bolts on the bottom side there on that beautiful Viking double adjustable shock, which is almost too bad because it's a pain to adjust with the factory stamped lower A-arm. I haven't gone crazy with upgrading A-arms, but this does have Global West Delalume bushings in all the rotating parts there, so this thing is smooth as butter. Anyways, we're going to do some stuff here, and I have a very interesting leak that I just saw drip. We'll address that in just a minute. By the way, there's the puddle. Kind of looks like it's right under the power steering. We'll investigate that too. One disaster at a time. Let's work with what we're doing. For those of you that have never used a spring compressor, that end is supposed to go up in there to grab hold of a couple coils, and that fork is supposed to slide into the coil spring kind of around the shaft, and when you tighten it, that is threaded and it just slowly compresses its way down. The directions say do not hit with impact tools. I kind of agree. So I'm going to fight with this for a while. Last time I did this was, 15 years ago, and it takes a little bit of doing to get the coil spring compressor up there, and where you want it specifically. So I'm going to fight with that for a while. Enjoy the time lapse of me struggling. Okay, so we got the old spring out. There's the new spring. You can see they're pretty well the same height. The difference is factory one has a much heavier coil. It physically weighs more. It's going to have more spring rate. This may lower the front end just a hair, unintended consequence, but it's going to do more for weight transfer than that guy. So now that one's out, we get to reverse the assembly, but I got to get that guy compressed to get it back into the hole that one came out of. So I'm going to grab the spring compressor, squish that one down, and get it back in the hole.
What we have here is one of the most dangerous things known to the automotive kingdom in its naturally unnatural habitat.
Yep, that coil spring's under pressure. It's freaking dangerous. I'm going to be real careful as I move forward to get that spring back up in that hole. Stand by. If I did not run the camera while I was installing the spring, admittedly, I forgot to turn the phone on when I had a compressed coil spring sitting next to me. I hope you understand. But anyways, now that the coil spring is up there, I'm safe-ish with the jack. I'm going to start putting this back together. And yeah, once I get the castle nut back on, I'm going to look at the torque spec, get that tightened down. Then I'm going to start releasing the tension on the coil spring. I'm going to keep the castle. I'm going to make sure the castle nut's there. I'm going to make sure I got the jack there, even though I should have like no danger whatsoever of it coming out trying to claim my life. But at this point, I've got a wife and 4 kids. I would like to keep living. So, continue onward. All right, that was a lot harder than I remember. Not that, any one part of that is so hard, it's just physically, I'm not tired. I got sweat dripping down my glasses. I'm obviously a mess. Whew. So that's one side done. I'm going to torque it down, put the cotter pin in, and I'm going to go jump in the shower because it's hot outside and, frankly, my arms are, nearly a shade of black. And apparently I got grease all over the place. Look at that. Yep. So anyways, thanks for watching. That's one side. I'll pretty much just do a time lapse completely of the other side. And yeah. Thanks as always for watching. And we'll see you next time.